Good day, everyone, and welcome. Our topic for today is analyzing conversational strategy. To start in, we prepared a short game to all of you in order to have some ideas about the topic. This game consists only two questions. The answers are already provided. All you do is to unjumble the words in order to identify the answers. First question is an approach within the social sciences that aims to describe, analyze, and understand talk as basic constitutive features of human social life. The correct answer is conversation analysis. Next question are signaling mechanisms used by speakers to indicate how they mean that they say. The correct answer contextualization cues. Good job, everyone. Formally start, what is conversation analysis? It is an approach within the social sciences that aims to describe, analyze, and understand talk as a basic constitutive features of human life. Also, it is a conversation analysis aimed to discover how participants understand and respond to one another. In their turns, a talk with central focus on how sequences of actions are generated. Conversation analysis is an approach to the study of social interaction and talk in interaction that, although rooted in sociological study of everyday life, has exerted significant influence across the humanities and social sciences, including linguistics. Sociologist Harvey Sack is generally credited with founding the discipline. It states that conversation analysis was pioneered by Harvey Sachs in the early 1970s, and his work was continued by Immanuel Skagloff and Gail Jefferson. In his pioneering work, Sachs noted that there is an underlying organization in that way. To proceed, we have the first strategies, the conversational strategies online. This is far different from face-to-face spoken conversation. In this kind of conversation, people type their utterance rather than speaking them. It is a computer-mediated interaction, particularly through Facebook and WhatsApp. Face-to-face interactions are synchronous, while most computer-mediated communication are asynchronous. Many of the non-verbal and paralinguistic resources available in face-to-face communication are not available in text-based computer-mediated communication. In short, to put in another way, the objective of conversation analysis is to uncover the often tacit reasoning procedures and social linguistic competences underlying the productions and interpretations of talk in organized sequences of interaction. Good examples for face-to-face and mediated interaction. The following examples is you can see the difference between face-to-face interaction and mediated interaction. In face interaction is synchronous, while computer-mediated interaction experiences.
Hi Sheila. Hello Mita. How are you? I'm fine. What about you? I'm also fine. Thank you.
Where areas face-to-face interactions occurs in real time, giving us access to other people's utterances as they forming them. Most computer-mediated interactions are asynchronous, involving time lag between production and reception, whether it be the monetary lag between the time when one party types a message and others reads it, which we experience in an instant messaging and testing of the much longer time lags associated with email, blogs, and social networking sites. Users of text-based communication tools then need to make use different resources such as graphics, emoticons, orthography, and punctuation to fulfill the functions that non-verbal and paralinguistic communication do in face-to-face. These two examples are the examples of face-to-face conversation and mediated conversation. As you can notice that the two have their differences. The second strategy is face strategies on Facebook. Users of Facebook are certainly censored when constructing and maintaining their public images, with saving face and giving face to others. Making face is the effort put to avoid embarrassment between parties involved in a negotiation, while giving face is the action that is intended to defend and understand inclusion of other party in negotiation. It may involve understanding the other party's cultures, norms, and communication styles. Furthermore, people who can keep their performance in communication must be reflected in their face, and the people have used politeness. Next, Facebook is biased towards a face system of symmetrical solidarity, which is considered as a problem, in which the parties are both close and relatively equal in status. Nearly all the resources it makes available, from initial mechanism of friending to photo sharing, the exchange of virtual tokens as likes and reactions, are designed to express involvement. These examples allows you to tag. One of the disadvantages of Facebook is to constitute a publicly performed conversation that make people who are not involved have access to a post. Therefore, the relationship intact in this interaction are not just negotiated between interactants but are displayed to a larger audience. Many people without any consent is a form of involvement.
The last strategy that we will discuss is contextualization cues in WhatsApp. Anthropological linguist John Gompers created the term contextualization cues. He coined the term contextualization cues as part of his theory of conversational inference, which explains how mutual understanding is achieved in social interaction. Contextualization cues are signaling mechanisms used by speakers to indicate how they mean what they say. Contextualization cues are both verbal and non-verbal signs that language speakers use and language listeners hear that give clues into relationships, the situation, and the environment of the conversation. Users use contextualization cues while using WhatsApp, such as body language, facial expressions, and paralinguistic signals. Just like what we've said earlier, computer-mediated communication is different from face-to-face interaction. Therefore, they will use other ways to reframe their utterances, including emojis, screen names, status updates, unconventional spellings, creative use of punctuation, and code mixing. Before we end our discussion, we will ask few questions to assess if you learned something from our report. First question is, what does conversation analysis aim for? A. Aims to discover how participants understand and respond to one another in their turns at talk with a central focus on how sequences of action are generated. B. Aims to discover the text itself only. If your answer is letter A, then you're correct. Last question is, body language, facial expressions, and paralinguistic signals are considered as contextualization cues. If your answer is letter A, then you're correct.
That's the end of our report. Thank you for listening and may God bless us all.